Energy system responses. ATP is part of our anaerobic energy system. This produces energy in order for muscle contraction. ATP is made up from three different elements: adenosine triphosphate. This means that this is constructed as one adenosine molecule bonded with three phosphate molecules. These molecules are bonded by bonds known as high-energy bonds. It is the breaking of these bonds that releases the energy we use for muscle contraction. ATP plays a key role in sliding filament theory, as this firstly frees the myosin arms so that they can attach and then cause them to slide and release for this other process to work. ATP must be resynthesized. This is because with our body using just ATP, this only allows a 3-second contraction, which is not enough to perform a lot of tasks. Therefore, we must resynthesize this ATP so that we can contract using quick and efficient system more. This resynthesizing consists of sticking off the broken P back on so it can break off once again, causing a contraction impulse. The system that is used to resynthesize ATP consists of low duration and high intensity, which provides the fuel energy which we use for contractions. ATP resynthesis, phosphocreatine. PC stands for phosphocreatine. This links in with the ATP system and is what is used to help turn the mass amounts of ADP that build up back into ATP, so this can be used once again for energy. Characteristics of this system include a longer duration of contraction consisting of 6 seconds as opposed to 3 of just the ATP system, as well as taking a short amount of time to provide this energy. However, this still does take longer than the ATP system. This system provides high intensity again for a short duration. This once again provides the fuel and energy, has advantages of being quick process and disadvantages of not providing very much energy. This system is known as the ATP/PC system, and the PC is the phosphocreatine, which is used to resynthesize ATP, but with both systems together causes a 10-second contraction, which is useful for things such as a standing jump or squats. Glycolytic (lactic acid) system. The process of anaerobic glycolysis consists of first glycogen we get from our carbohydrates is broken down by the enzyme GPP, which breaks down into glucose, which is then broken down again by the enzyme PFK into primuvic acid, which is then made into lactic acid, which allows this system to work. Characteristics of this system include all three of these components to create this. Also, this uses 6 carbon at the first 2 stages and 2 times 3 carbon at the final stage. This process also happens for a low duration and high intensity. Advantages include is a fairly quick process to provide energy without oxygen. However, disadvantages include this only provides energy for 2 to 3 minutes and produces lactic acid so that our body cannot function on this system alone for a very long period of time. However, this is still useful for taking part in things such as the 400 meters, as this provides energy for a good amount of time. However, does cause a buildup of lactic acid, therefore stops the muscles from being able to use this system on its own for a long time. Investigation data analysis. The multi-stage fitness test is a demanding test in the sense that it involves long sustained periods of running back and forth, testing a person's cardiovascular fitness. This test would require a lot of energy and muscle contraction, which therefore means that the resynthesis of ATP is needed a lot as well. At the beginning of the test, you can see that blood lactate is much lower than at the end. This shows that the lactic acid system is present in both tests, as at the beginning the lactic acid amounts in the blood are a lot lower than they are at the end of the test. And the multi-stage fitness test, you would expect it to start off using this ATP PC system for the first 10 seconds, and then moving on to provide the rest of the energy for muscle contraction, the system would then be the lactic acid system, as this provides energy for 2 to 3 minutes. However, would not do the duration of the rest of the test. The rest of the test would then be provided by the anaerobic system, which takes a couple minutes to provide energy, but when it does, will provide energy for a long sustained period. Therefore, the rest of the test's contraction and energy will come from this system. In terms of the Wingate test, the Wingate test will also start off using ATP/PC system for the initial 10 seconds out of the 20. The next 20 will then be helped by the lactic acid system, which also is why you can see on the graph here a massive build-up in lactic acid after the Wingate test, due to the lactic acid system being predominantly used for the last 10 seconds of this test in order to generate energy and power for the legs to work through this test. Sport application analysis. In terms of the application of sport, many sports will require these different energy systems. For example, the ATP system is used in sports that include short contraction and very high intensity, such as a standing jump. However, other sports that consist of more initial contraction may use other systems. For example, a football game. A lot of energy is used, as this is a prolonged period of time for your body to be working. Therefore, the initial ATP and PC system will only be used at the very beginning, and then will predominantly use the aerobic and lactic acid systems for the duration of the rest of the game. This means that the body after the game will have a mass buildup of lactic acid, and the anaerobic system means that the body has to be working with oxygen. Therefore, when the body has no oxygen, the lactic acid system will take over when working anaerobically. This means that there will be a large buildup of lactic acid, and explains why injuries and people being unable to carry on in football does occur due to the fact that this buildup of lactic acid. In a football game, there will be different energy systems used throughout. Predominantly the aerobic system, as oxygen is used a lot, or even though it takes a long time to provide this energy, this will provide the most amount of energy and therefore is the most helpful in a sport such as football. However, other systems in football are used, such as the ATP system when a quick sprint to get the ball, or when counter-attacking.